going on, family? It's your brother Alfonso X, live in full effect. Here's another video to the liars, to the naysayers who out there spitting that propaganda, trying to deliberately mislead people and refuse to tell the truth on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Islam. There's a lot of pseudo scholars who are going around telling the people, trying to prove their points and make claims that the minister is a Freemason, saying that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a Freemason, saying that the nation of Islam were Freemasons. And I guess this is becoming popular in the mainstream. But we have all the facts to prove that not only we are not Freemasons, but it is disrespectful to call a Muslim or a member, a FOI or MGT in the Nation of Islam, Freemasons. And especially a lot of people who haven't studied the supreme wisdom lessons, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did not come to make us Masons. He came to make us gods, the lost children of Israel, the ones who were scattered among many nations. And God will come in the form of a man himself to come save his people that he had chosen for himself, the promised people. So before I begin, I would like to open up in the name of Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Father Muhammad. I bear witness that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his last and greatest messenger and exalted Christ. And I would like to bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is divine, wanted teacher, leader in our midst. And I would like to greet all the viewers with the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu Alaikum. So now, we got people going around making fallacious claims, lying on the Nation of Islam. And like I said, that none of you haven't even read the supreme wisdom lessons to understand. See, a Mason is is a Muslim son. So when you reduce the real original Muslims down to a Mason, it is total disrespect. And you got clowns out here showing pictures of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan pointing, and you say that's the sign of a Freemason, which is stupid. That is just how people talk. That's how people speak. And it makes no sense to just trying to connect every little thing. You just reaching at this point. You just reaching. You know what I'm saying? You just all over the place with it. You know what I'm saying? And you losing this with that. So let me explain, kind of give you some of the history, of these people who call themselves Masons and the Nation of Islam, and just black people in relation to white people. See, we are the original people who had the original teachings. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that there was a scientist who created another people, and the scientist's name was Yakub. He created another people. And it took 600 years to graft this new people from the original black people. He created a new people on the earth. And what he did was, he taught his new man how to master the original man. So he sent his new man among the original people. But he taught them a system called tricknology, lying and cheating, and how to master the original people, turning the original people against one another. Kind of like how they're doing nowadays through the media, through the propaganda, through gangs. Got the righteous killing the righteous. So our supreme wisdom bears witness to this fact, that the original people have ran Yakub's grafted devil, the Caucasian white man, out of the Holy Land and into the hells and caves of Europe. So I'm going to read some of our supreme wisdom lessons. So when you go to the supreme wisdom lessons, and when you read the Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1, the first lesson, the question is asked, why isn't the devil settled on the best part of the planet Earth? Answer, because the earth belongs to the original black man, and knowing that the devil was wicked and there would not be any peace among them, he put him out in the worst part of the planet Earth, and kept the best part preserved for himself ever since he made it. The best part is in Arabia at the holy city Mecca. The colored man or Caucasian is the devil. Arabia is in the far east and is bordered by the Indian Ocean on the south. So there was a new people that was creating mischief in the Holy Land, according to Master Farrakhan Muhammad. And they were kicked out by the original black man into the poor part of the planet Earth, which is called Europe. See? When we march the Caucasian white man across the hot desert sands, 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles across the hot desert sands. So isn't it similar to what the Freemasons did? Well, what the Freemasons do, which is a part of their initiation, they have to walk across the hot desert sands. Even fraternities, they have to walk across the hot desert sands. But there's a question asked among them. There's a question asked among them. They ask, how did you travel? Did you walk or did you ride? And I ran into Freemasons, 33 degree Masons, even some black Masons. When you ask them, especially the black Masons, which is a trip, when you ask them, did you walk or did you ride? These black Masons, they so ignorant that they will answer you and say that they walked. But the original black man did not walk across the hot desert sands. He marched them across the desert. He rode. That white Caucasian man is the one who walked across the hot desert sand. We did not walk across the hot desert sand. Okay? So after we marched them into the haze and into the caves and hillsides of Europe, they had lost all knowledge of self, because we stripped them of everything except for the language. We stripped them of everything except for the language. So they had been in the caves for 2,000 years. And proof of that you can find in the book of Job, And you can also find in the Holy Quran, Surah 18, called The Cave. If you think I'm joking, go to the Quran, Surah 18, called The Cave. And it's also in the book of Job. So we sent them into the caves in the hillsides of Europe. Then we sent them Prophet Moses to go and civilize them, because once they had lost all knowledge of self, they became a savage people. So when you go to the Supreme Wisdom Lessons, you can find it on the internet nowadays. The Supreme Wisdom Lessons, number 2, question. Why did Musa have a hard time to civilize the devil 2000 BC? Answer, because he was a savage. Savage means a person that has lost knowledge of himself and who is living a beast life. Musa was a half original man and a prophet. 2000 BC means before Christ. In the Asiatic world, it was the 11,000 hour. It was 11,000 year. Civilized means to teach the knowledge and wisdom of the human family of the planet Earth. Okay, so when we sent a prophet up there to civilize them, because they were people who was walking on all fours, grew hair all over their bodies. You couldn't even recognize them. They weren't able to cook. These people they couldn't even cook. They didn't even know how to cook. They ate their food raw. So when you see Caucasians nowadays, when they order their steak, how do they order? They order raw steaks. They eat their steaks rare. They hardly use season on their food. See, this was hereditary. Okay? When they didn't bury their dead. So Moses said when he got up there that he smelled the most horrible stench that one has ever smelled, the stench of death, because they didn't bury their dead. They were a savage people. To the point where the scientists had created the pig, they had grafted the pig, the rat, the cat, and the dog, and they sent, that's where the pig came from, the rat, cat, and dog. It's a grafted animal, and the animal had one purpose. The only purpose that animal had was to go up into the caves and hillsides where all their dead was, where they weren't able to bury their dead, to eat the flesh up, that kind of cleans it out like a garbage disposal. So what we do nowadays, we consume a living garbage disposal by eating the pig, eating the swine. You know, they advertise it all over television. You know what I'm saying? They making chocolate shakes out of bacon, out of swine, and we eating it like some damn fools. Don't even know the origin of this animal. So we sent that up there to clean out that part so Moses could go up in there and civilize those people. Because he didn't want to go up in there with that. And then they were also they were so savage that Prophet Musa, he had to sleep in the ring of fire, because when they smelt his scent, they were attracted to the scent and they were going to eat him alive. So he had to put a ring of fire around them as he slept. And because they walked on all fours, he had to put a board in their back just so they can stand upright. They can stand upright at a 90-degree perpendicular to the earth. That's how savage these people became. So when you refer back to the Supreme Wisdom, question and answer number 4. Question: why did we run Yaqub and his maid devil from the root of civilization? The root of civilization is Mecca, Arabia, the holy city. Okay? Question: why did we run Yaqub and his maid devil from the root of civilization over the hot desert into the caves of West Asia, as they now call it Europe? What is the meaning of EU and rope? How long ago? What did the devil bring with him? What kind of life did he live? How long before Musa came to teach the devil of the forgotten technology? So Musa went to go and teach the Caucasian devil the forgotten technology. Check it. Here's the answer. Because they have started making trouble among the righteous people, telling lies. They accuse the righteous people, causing them to fight and kill one another. Yaqub was an original man and was the father of the devil. He taught the devils to do this devilishment. The root of civilization is in the Arabian desert. We took from them everything except the language and made him walk every step of the way. It was 2,200 miles. He went savage and lived in the caves of Europe. EU means hillside, and rope is the rope to bind in. It was 6,019 years ago. Musa came 2,000 years later and taught him how to live a respectful life, how to build a home for himself, and some of the technology that Yaqub taught him, which was devilishment, telling lies, stealing, and how to master the original man. Musa was a half original, a prophet, which was predicted by the 23 scientists in the year 1, 15,019 years ago today. So Musa was sent by the scientists to raise them up because they had a job to do. They had a divine duty to do. And that was to go and master the original man with the forgotten technology. See? So these people were given knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and they were given their history. So you fools out here thinking that these white people in government don't know their history, don't know your history. You think they just doing whatever. But they were given a specific mission. The Ashkenazi Zionist Jew who came out of the hills and caves of Europe, out of Khazaria. These are the ones, them and their Gentile brothers, are the ones who came out of the caves and hillsides of Europe. And they still have the forgotten technology and how to master the original man. Go and read the Babylonian Talmud. If you think, that I'm BSing and I'm not making sense. But let's keep going. We're going to continue to read these lessons. So they were savage people, and the Muslims in Turkey would keep them from allowing them to enter into the Holy Land, and they would kill them if they would get to the borders of Turkey. Those were Muslims over there too. But they got, but also, mind you, some of those Caucasians who were in the Holy Land at the time they were being marched out of the Holy Land, some of them, some of the original people were hiding some of them in the Holy Land. So they didn't round up all of them. Some of them were hiding. Okay? They hid some of them. Okay? So we're going to go to question number 9. Because, a lot of you all think that we are Freemasons, but the Nation of Islam, the Muslims, are greater than a Freemason. Now check this out. why does Muhammad make the devil study from 35 to 50 years before he can call himself a Muslim son and wear the greatest and only flag of the universe? And he must add a sword on the upper part of the holy and greatest universal flag of Islam. Answer: so that he can clean himself up. A Muslim does not love the devil regardless of how long he studies. After he has devoted 35 or 50 years trying to learn and do like the original man, he could come and do trading among us, and we would not kill him as quick as we would the other devils. That is, who have not undergone this study. After he goes through with this labor from 35 to 50 years, we permit him to wear our holy flag, which is the sun, moon, and star. He must add the sword on the upper part. The sword is the emblem of justice, and it was used by the original man in Muhammad's time. Thus, it was placed on the upper part of the flag so that the devil can always see it, so he will keep in mind that anytime he reveals a secret, his head will be taken off by the sword. We give him this chance so he can clean himself up and come among us. The holy flag of Islam is the greatest and only flag known. The universe is everything: sun, moon, and stars. They are planets. Planets are something grown or made from the beginning. And holy is something that has not been diluted, mixed, or tampered with in any form. So in the Supreme Wisdom lessons, it is telling you blatantly, openly, honestly, candidly, that the Muslims were the ones who went and civilized the devil. We civilized him. We gave him knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We allowed him to learn among us from 35 to 50 years. And if he revealed the secrets, that we would take his life. And that's why when you look at the fast and you see the fast, you see the star and the crescent with the centaur or the sword above it, meaning that we would take his head. That's in our supreme wisdom. And they know this. When you look at all these many different pictures of famous Shriners, these are presidents, politicians, actors, you know what I'm saying, great people among them who know and bear witness to these teachers and understanding. They are called Shriners. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes don't even know how or understand how Freemasonry works. You know, because you got your three main degrees, and those are your Blue Lodge degrees, your three main degrees. You know what I'm saying? You get to the third degree, you become a Master Mason. And they say that 33 degree is the highest degree. But from your first degree all the way to your 32nd degree, you have to pay for those degrees. You have to pay for those degrees. And then when you get ready to go to your 33rd degree, you can't pay for that. You have to sit before a council and they have to do a vote whether to let you become a 33 degree Mason or not. Now you can choose to stay in the Blue Lodge, or you can go into higher degrees. You can go into higher degrees in Freemasonry. You know, but when you get to that 33rd degree and they all vote you in and say, okay, you can become a 33rd degree. Do you want to join an appendant body? Then that's when people join the shrine. The shrine is an appendant body. You have to be at least 33 degrees. But they say that there are higher degrees than that, right? But like I said, when we go back, Musa went to go and raise them up to a 90-degree perpendicular. You want to raise them up. Abraham stood at a 90-degree perpendicular. That's why every Muslim, when you walk into the mosque, you are given 90 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for free. You are given 90 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for free when he had to pay for 32 of his degrees. And he had to get voted in just to see his 33rd degree and become a Grand Master in the lodge. But you got many different opinion bodies. You got the York Rite, you got the Scottish Rite, you got the Shriners, you got the Jesters, and it's only like only 1% of Freemasons up in there, but they do a lot of wicked, foul stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of sexual, weirdo stuff. The Jesters. Then you got the Shriners. You know what I'm saying? Who knows and understand the truth of themselves and the original black man and the Muslims. That's why that when they get to that level, they study the Quran in secret. So you got all these people who claim that they are against Islam being in America, don't want Islam in America, are these same people who are studying the Quran in secret. But some of them are against us, and some of them are for us. Some of them are out to kill us. Some of them will help us, according to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I will definitely go into that in a second. But back to these enemies. You know what I'm saying? These so-called Freemasons, the ones that you all like to compare us to, the Muslims in the Nation of Islam. We are not Masons, Muslim sons. We are the fathers of Masons. You know what I'm saying? We not trying to be like them. They are trying to be like us. And then when you wear the fez, when you see the fez, you know what I'm saying? They get that from the Moors. They, because the Moors call the fez a crown. And they get that from the Moors. But the highest level that they can go up to in our system that we gave them is only 33 degrees. When you standing at a 33-degree angle, you still on all fours. You still crawling like an animal. Or a child, you on all fours at 33 degrees. Like I said, when you become a Muslim in the Nation of Islam, you walk in the door and get 90 degrees as soon as you walk through the door for free. Because Abraham, you know what I'm saying, our father Abraham, our ancestor, he stood at a 90-degree angle perpendicular to the earth. He was an upright man. He was a righteous man. You know what I'm saying? And righteousness is our nature. Righteousness is not in their nature. And that's why we gave them this system to help them reform themselves, like it said in the Supreme Wisdom lesson. Give them the opportunity to clean themselves up. You know what I'm saying? Because they are not right. They are devils by nature. You know what I'm saying? And we are the righteous by nature. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't need this system, the system of Freemasonry. We don't need to be Freemasons. So it's really an insult to call the members in the Nation of Islam Freemasons. It don't even make any sense. And then also in our Supreme Wisdom lessons, in English lesson number C1, the question is asked, how many Muslim sons are there in North America? Then another question is asked, how many original Muslims are there in North America? George Washington said that we must make sure that we don't allow Islam to touch the shores of America. So what is it about Islam that this Caucasian does not want in America, that he's making war against right now through the media? They're trying to go to war with Islam, because Islam has the propensity and the ability to bring out the militancy in the black man and woman. They knew that Islam, throughout history, used to keep them in check and keep them locked in Europe for 1,000 years. Islam did that. Islam kicked the Caucasian devil, or the so-called Christians, around almost 1,000 years ago, about 830 years ago, out of the Holy Land, out of Jerusalem. Why? I'm gonna read it to you why Islam kicked them out of Jerusalem. It's in our Supreme Wisdom Lessons that we can, and they made movies about it. I think the movie is called The Kingdom of Heaven, and it talks about Saladin kicking the devil out of Jerusalem. Question number 5 in our Supreme Wisdom Lessons. Lost Found Muslim Lesson number 1. Question number 5. Why did we take Jerusalem from the devil? How long ago? Answer. Because one of our righteous brothers, who was a prophet by the name of Jesus, was buried there. He uses his name to shield his dirty religion, which is called Christianity, also to deceive the people so they will believe in him. Jesus' teaching was not Christianity. It was freedom, justice, and equality. Jerusalem is in Palestine, the place that the Israelis kicked the Palestinians out of. Kicked them out of their own home. That's where Jesus is buried. Jerusalem is in Palestine, Asia Minor. Jerusalem is a name given by the Jews, which means founded in peace. And it was first built by the original man who was called Jabus, also Salem and Ediel. We took the city from the devils about 750 years ago. And this happened because I was born October 2nd, 1987. So this happened exactly 800 years before I was born. It was on October 1287. We kicked the devil out of Jerusalem October 1287. Exactly 800 years before I was born. Yeah, I had to look it up because I thought that was very interesting. But let me go back to this. So the question is asked, how many Muslim sons are there in North America? Answer, approximately 3 million. It's approximately at the time of that Master Farrakhan Muhammad gave the supreme wisdom to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said that there were approximately 3 million Muslim sons in North America. That's a lot. I don't know how much they've grown since, but that's a lot. Question, how many original Muslims are there in North America? Answer, a little over 17 million. So we know that it's more original Muslims or black people in America. It's probably approximately about 50 million of us in North America now. I can't even imagine how many Muslim sons there are in North America now. You know what I mean? But yeah, when we are talking about people who only have 33 degrees 33 degrees of knowledge, and they built the whole entire civilization just off that. You know what I'm saying? Just tricking and deceiving and enslaving and conquering the original people. You know what I'm saying? But all we got to do is just wake up to self. You know what I'm saying? Realize who we are and get back to self. You know what I mean? And we can take our rightful place back because why? Because God came himself for us and made him, and he's trying to make himself known among us to let us know that he visited us as the scriptures around the world said he would. The Hopi said he was coming. The Egyptians or the Commissions said he was coming. The Indians said he was coming. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said this Christ figure will come, or God will come in the person of a man in the end times. Even the Freemasons know this. Even they know this. You know what I'm saying? They were expecting Solomon to come back and to raise Hiram Abiff out of a shallow grave of ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Over in the western or northwestern area. They knew Hiram Abiff was buried in a shallow grave in the northwestern area. And the northwestern place on the map is North America. So the black man and woman over here in this area is the Hiram Abiff, the master architect, the grand architect, the builder of the universe. And only one individual was able to use the lion's paw or the master grip to pull Hiram Abiff or black people out of a shallow grave of ignorance. And that's why when you see the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he had the master grip. He had the lion's paw. He had the keys that was given to him by Allah, who came in the person of Master Father Muhammad to raise the blind, deaf, and dumb, dead black man and woman out of the shallow grave of ignorance. He was given those keys. He had, you calling him a Freemason, but he had way more degrees than 33 degrees. See? He had graduated beyond that point. So when you look at the Shriner's fez, when you look at the fez of a Shriner, his fez is always pinned on the left side, right? Just as a student, when you see somebody graduating, you know what I'm saying, in college or high school, whatever, you know what I'm saying, their graduation cap is always on the left side. But as soon as they walk the stage and graduate, they bring the tassel that's on the left side of the graduation cap. They take the tassel that's on the left side and they put it on the right side. They swing it to the right side, symbolizing that they graduated. You know what I'm saying? They have 360 degrees of knowledge. So when you look at the picture of the Shriners, the white Shriners, they wear their fez on the left side. But when you look at a picture of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad with his fez on, since you're trying to compare the messenger of Allah to some Freemasons, people that's practicing, trying to learn how to be a righteous Muslim, you see them, they have their tassel pinned on the left side. So that's how they knew the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's why they respected the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because they knew that the master was on the scene who had 360 degrees of knowledge because he wore his tassel on the right side. And they wore theirs on the left, symbolizing that the master, the one who had the keys, Solomon, was present. And how do we know that Solomon was present? There's there is an article by our beloved and illustrious late Mother Untitled Muhammad. That's why I love this sister, because she knew her stuff. And she wrote an article in the Final Call newspaper, right? Because, like I said, a lot of your presidents and famous people in politics that's white, that's up there who studying Islam in secret, studying the Quran in secret, read the Maulana Muhammad Ali translation and everything. You know what I'm saying? These people know the truth. That's why J. Edgar Hoover said that we must prevent the rise of a black messiah. Even Thomas Jefferson said that, his hurt heart knowing that black people, that God would only allow this injustice to happen to black people for only so long, and he would destroy all of them. But J. Edgar Hoover said we must prevent the rise of a black messiah. So these wicked, satanic, Caucasian devils knew that Solomon was present, because it was a great sign, a great wonder that you can resurrect dead black people. So Mother Untitled Muhammad, she wrote in the Final Call newspaper on the subject. And the title of this particular article is called National Treasure in the Nation of Islam by Mother Untitled Muhammad. National Treasure in the Nation of Islam by Mother Untitled Muhammad, in her famous article unveiling the number 19. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll read the parts that are important to this conversation. She reads, when Master Farrakhan Muhammad revealed himself in the public for the first time in 1930, he met with President Herbert Hoover, who was a member of the Masonic Order. He had also been taught that there are approximately 3 million Muslim sons who recognize the great architect of the universe. When they have reached the highest degree, now let me go back a little bit. She said, we have also been taught that they are approximately 3 million Muslim sons who recognize the great architect of the universe, Allah. She here describing the Shriners who recognize the great architect in the universe, which is Allah. Okay? Then she also states, when they have reached the highest degree of their training, at the 33rd degree, they learn the name of God, Allah, and begin their reading of the Holy Quran revealed to Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. So one of the signs of Solomon, Master Farrakhan Muhammad appeared as the great architect of the temple to be built to the glory of God, which represents the rebuilding of our people, dead black people, mentally and spiritually dead black people. In the movie National Treasure, we note that the secret of the Freemasons was tied up in deciphering an exact code of letters, numbers, and words that unveils the secret knowledge now being revealed through the divine teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. See, and that's one thing, see, just as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told them that they are no longer under the old sword, they are under a new sword. You know what I'm saying? The old sword was basically, you can't reveal the teachings or we will take your head. But the new sword is now, since the master is on deck, the Solomon is on deck, and his messenger, now the master is revealing the truth. He's revealing the secrets. So since the secrets are being revealed now, then now your job and your duty is to help black people here in America and all over the world. That is the duty now of the Freemasons, of the Shriners. But there are people who knew this truth and who are actively working against our rise. So let me go back to this reading. Okay. So we know that the secret of the Freemasons was tied up in deciphering an exact code of letters, numbers, and words that unveils the secret knowledge now being revealed through the divine teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So in secret, the rulers of this world ultimately come to see that the great architect of the universe is Almighty God Allah. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that these 3 millions of Muslim sons will come to our aid. That these 3 millions of Muslim sons will come to our aid at a certain time. In 1974, he taught us in his Savior's Day speech that there are millions and millions of white people who honor and respect this truth and will come to our aid at a particular time in our history. He also stated that they know us. We don't know them, but one day we would become acquainted with them. It is my belief that speaking the language properly and using that language in the proper term will release to us everything that has been promised from Master Farrakhan Muhammad, which is luxury, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. I'm going to repeat that part again because there's a reason why. To inherit the kingdom means to purify self and align our minds and thinking with the great architect of the universe, whose proper name is Allah. Allah, is guardian over all the treasures of the earth and the universe. But I want to go back to that one part where she says, it is my belief that speaking the language properly and using that language in the proper term will release to us everything that has been promised from Master Farrakhan Muhammad. So she said that we must use the language properly in its proper term to release to us everything that has been promised from Master Farrakhan Muhammad. So I was blessed around about 4 years ago to be given a Q&A, just like the supreme wisdom that I had read a few minutes ago. I was given a Q&A, but when one reads the Q&A, it sounds as if the Q&A is done by a Muslim and a Freemason. It was given to me by a brother. He's not in the nation, but it was a brother. And told me, only certain people have this information. And as I studied this Q&A thoroughly, that what's actually in here is actually right and exact. You know what I'm saying? But it just sounds like the people that are having the conversation, in my opinion, is Master Farrakhan Muhammad with a Freemason. So when I heard Mother Tainetta Muhammad say that when Master Farrakhan Muhammad first made his appearance, he met with Herbert Hoover, who was a 33-degree Freemason, a Shriner. Who I believe, in my opinion, when I believe her account because she got her account from the messenger who was her husband, but I believe that this individual, Herbert Hoover, and those who met with Master Farrakhan Muhammad at that time knew who he was. And they put this Q&A together. But I won't reveal that information today. But I do have it, and I am fully aware of it. So it just Right now, you know, I'm just putting all the puzzles together and it all makes sense, you know. But for those to continue to say that the Nation of Islam, we Freemasons, and we look and we dress like, no. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that the father is trying to be like the son. They are the Muslim sons. They are trying to be like their daddy. We are their fathers. You know what I'm saying? The black man and woman are the mothers and fathers of civilization. We gave them a whole system to clean themselves up and to civilize them. You know what I'm saying? So even to my black Mason brothers, you know what I'm saying? We look like fools going into that system, following after them, trying to be like them. And one thing that I notice about my black Mason brothers, that these white Masons is not finna educate you on the truth. I done had many debates with you all and ran into you all on the streets, and I proved that you didn't really even know your own doctrine. And this is fact. You know what I'm saying? I just use supreme wisdom on you and just blow your whole mind. Just with supreme wisdom given us by Master Farrakhan Muhammad. You know? So, just as the Bible say, come out of her, my people. Come to the mosque. You walk in the door and get 90 degrees off top and ain't even got to pay for a degree. That's how merciful Allah, who came in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, is in his exalted Christ and messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan. That's mercy. You know, we ain't gotta follow after the enemy. We ain't gotta follow after the devil. You know what I'm saying? All we gotta do is just, as the honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, is to accept our own and be ourselves. All we got to do is accept our own and be ourselves. Even some of you foolish ones out there who would dare try to tarnish the image of the Nation of Islam out of jealousy and envy, you know, because you trying to build your brand. But the Nation of Islam is more than the brand. It's more than the movement. You know what I mean? You dealing with a nation of people that is destined and prophesied to bring in the new kingdom on earth, the hereafter, the chosen elect. Now, student minister Tony Muhammad said one time that the members of the Nation of Islam are better than the angels. Talking about the elect when you're dealing with the Nation of Islam, because we have been given a divine teaching and we have been given a divine purpose and we got our marching orders. So get out the way. Get thee behind me, Satan. You know, so I won't keep you all for any longer, you know, and I'd like to thank all my viewers, you know, who took the time out and to listen to your brother. And I hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the information. So with that, family, you know, I would like to close out and greet you all as I came in the greeting words of peace. Wassalamu alaikum.